Hey friends, if you often find yourself overthinking, feeling anxious, or struggling to focus, then today's story is just for you. We're going to dive into a tale about a Buddhist monk that offers some powerful lessons on how to find peace of mind. So make sure to stick around till the end for insights that could really help you out. Let's jump right into it. Once upon a time, in a peaceful part of China, there was a big monastery with about 500 monks. They were all dedicated to self-awareness, learning under the guidance of their wise master. One day, a young man showed up at the monastery. He looked at the master and said, "Master, I want to know myself. I'm searching for the truth." The master took a moment and replied, "If you want to know the truth, you're going to have to commit your entire life to it. It might take you a lifetime to discover the truth, and there's no guarantee you'll find it. Are you ready for that?" Without hesitation, the young man said, "I didn't come here to turn back. I'm ready." So the master gave him a simple task. "There are 500 monks here, and you're going to grind rice for them. That's it. From morning until night, just grind rice. When you're tired, go to sleep, wake up, and do it all over again. Don't think about anything else, and don't come to me unless I call for you." And that's exactly what he did. Every day, he woke up early, ground rice, and went to bed. At first, his mind was racing with old thoughts and worries, but without anything new to think about, those thoughts slowly began to fade away. As the months turned into years, he became completely absorbed in his work. He forgot his name, and even forgot he was a person at all. After 12 long years of grinding rice, the master announced that he would soon choose a successor. Any disciple who felt they had achieved self-realization should come forward and write a few lines on the wall about their experience of life. Many monks thought about this, but one particularly knowledgeable disciple wrote, "The mind is like a mirror, gathering dust from thoughts and desires. Meditation cleans this dust, revealing the clarity of liberation." When the master read these lines, he was furious. "Who wrote this nonsense?" he shouted. The scholar who wrote it kept quiet, realizing that it didn't resonate with the master. Then, as the disciples debated about it, the rice grinder, who had been silently working away for years, chuckled. Two monks asked him why he was laughing, thinking he was just a simple guy who didn't know anything. He replied, "I laughed because the master is right. Those lines are garbage." The other monks were shocked. "Can you write something better?" they challenged him. The rice grinder, though illiterate, agreed to share a few lines if they would write them down for him. So they brought him to the master, and he dictated. "The mind is just an illusion. There's no mind, no mirror. And if there's no mind, where does the dust settle? The one who understands this knows the truth." When the master heard this, he got up and said, "You are my successor, but you need to leave this monastery. Many scholars here won't accept that a simple rice grinder is more enlightened than they are." This story teaches us something really valuable. Meditation isn't just about sitting still with your eyes closed. Like the rice grinder, we can find peace and clarity by fully engaging in whatever we're doing. When we lose ourselves in our tasks, we can escape the trap of overthinking. Now, let's think about a quick story to illustrate this idea further. In a nearby village, there was a talented locksmith known for his skills. One day, some wise men decided to test him. They locked him inside a box that was submerged underwater. He could use a key to get out or press an emergency button to escape, but that would mean losing the challenge. As he struggled underwater, he tried and failed to unlock the box. Finally, out of frustration and running low on breath, he pressed the emergency button. When he surfaced, he discovered the box was never even locked. This shows how overthinking complicates things. Sometimes, The solutions are much simpler than we think. So, what causes overthinking? Here are some common culprits. Worrying about the past or future. When we focus too much on what's already happened or what's about to happen, we miss the present. Stress from work. When we're overloaded, our minds can race, leading to anxiety. Constant fear. Fears about job security, finances, or failure can spiral into overthinking. Lack of confidence. Doubting ourselves often leads to negative thoughts and overthinking. Focusing on the negative. When we dwell on the bad, we fall into the trap of overthinking. But can we overcome this habit of overthinking? Absolutely. Here are some tips. Acknowledge your overthinking. Recognize when you're spiraling. Awareness is the first step toward change. Embrace positive thinking. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, think about what could go right. Practice mindfulness. Whether through meditation, yoga, or exercise, these activities keep your mind and body healthy. Live in the moment. Focus on now. Learn from the past, prepare for the future, but don't lose sight of the present. Write it down. If something's bothering you, write it down. It helps you process your thoughts and find clarity. Manage your emotions. Learn to control your feelings without suppressing them. This helps you see things more clearly. Engage in activities you love. Do things that bring you joy, like reading, listening to music, or hanging out with friends. Accept yourself. No one is perfect. Embrace who you are and stay positive. Find calm. In our fast-paced world, make it a priority to keep your mind calm. And to wrap things up, let's share 3 quick stories that will change your perspective. So here is a story named The Blue Stone. A poor man, desperate to change his life, went to a wise sage for help. The sage handed him a radiant blue stone and asked him to find out its value in the marketplace, warning him not to sell it. The man approached a fruit seller, who offered him 10 rupees, and a spice vendor, who offered 50. Unsatisfied, he showed the stone to a jeweler. Surprised, the jeweler offered a lakh rupees. Admitting he couldn't truly afford it, it was priceless. When the man returned to the sage smiled and said, "Your worth depends on who sees it. Never let others' limited vision define your value. Like this stone, you are priceless, no matter who fails to see it." Now we will check a story named The Frog in the Pit. A group of frogs was traveling through the forest when 2 of them fell into a deep pit. The other frogs, peering down, told them it was too deep and to give up. One frog, feeling hopeless, listened and stopped trying. But the other frog kept jumping, ignoring the warnings. Finally, he made a leap high enough to escape. The others asked, "Why didn't you give up?" Only then did they realize he was deaf, and he had thought they were encourage him. The lesson here is, believe in yourself, even if others doubt you. Sometimes your strength lies in not listening to negativity. Here the last story named The Eagle and the Chicken. An eagle's egg rolled into a chicken coop, and when it hatched, the eagle grew up thinking he was a chicken. He scratched the ground and never tried to fly, believing he could only do what chickens could. One day, he saw a majestic eagle soaring in the sky and asked a nearby chicken about it. The chicken said, "That's an eagle, but you're just a chicken." Accepting this, the eagle lived and died on the ground, never knowing he was meant to soar. This story shows that our potential is often limited only by the beliefs we adopt. Don't let others' limits define you. You were born to rise above. Friends, I hope these stories inspire you to change your thinking and tackle overthinking head-on. If you found something valuable in today's video, please share it with your friends, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching this video.